Hi, do you want to start your own Shopify store, but you don't know where to begin? Well, then you're in the right place because in the next hours, I'm going to build a new Shopify store from scratch and I'm going to let you watch over my shoulder. I'm Koen and I'm a business owner living in Belgium. Grab yourself a new cup of coffee because we're going to get started right now. Okay, so if we're going to take a look and start up my browser and we head down to Shopify. Let's just find it, Shopify. Here, I'm going to log in using my credentials. And if I go over here to shops, then you can see that I have already created 2 shops. So that is one of the benefits of having a Shopify store. Once you have an account, you can add as many shops as you like. I even have some discontinued shops. I've used them for testing purposes, etc., or to demonstrate stuff, but these are my active stores. But for this purpose, I'm going to start completely from scratch, and I've made a new profile in my browser so that there is no history conserved or there are no passwords used. So I'm going to use the same link that is in the description. So if you're using the link in my bio, you will land here. On my browser, it is in Dutch at the moment. I will try to switch it to English as soon as I can. And you're going to insert your email. And then you can start your trial period. So with the affiliate link that I've generated for you, you will get 3 months for $1 a month. So I think that is a great deal. The next step is to create a password. And of course, I suggest you use a strong password. So something like this. You won't see it, of course. And then we can create the Shopify account. So, and then Shopify will guide you through and asking what you want to sell. You can skip it altogether. I don't want help configuring my store, but if you need some guidance, you can use this. So I want to make a completely new web shop. I'm not going to sell in a store. I'm not going to sell at markets at the moment. So I'm just going to select that. Next step is, are you already selling or is it a completely new? I'm already selling in another Shopify store, but for this particular brand, I'm not yet selling. What do you want to sell? Well, for this Shopify store, I'm going to use primarily drop shipping services and print on demand. But of course, in this course, I will also show you how to add your own products. But for the sake of this, I'm mainly going to select the drop shipping products and maybe the print on demand products. Or you can always tell Shopify that you will decide later. So let's go on to the next. And then this is the pricing range. You see that the basic fee is already $32 or 32 euros a month, but you will get it for €1 and it's 3 days for free. And after the 3 days trial period, you will pay €1 for the next 3 months. There are also upgrades to the Shopify plan, so you can also start at €92 or even €384. Now, in my experience with 2 stores, I've only used the $32 plan. I never had the intention or the need to go to a higher plan. Keep in mind that this is the tarification for a monthly plan. You can also switch to an annual plan and then you will get even a discount. So I'm going to try basic or start at basic. And then of course, it requires my credit card or my PayPal account. For this sake, I'm going to use my PayPal account. Which is connected to this account. So once PayPal is connected, you just need to insert some of our details, like the address, just to prevent some fraud. And then we can also add a first address for our shop, which is already confirmed here. And then we're all set. So we have now activated a payment method for our shop. And you can see in the right corner that our shop is now present. So if we go to the settings, I can now change it to English. It will be a little bit easier for you to follow. And a verification email has been sent to our mailbox. So this is a two-factor authentication, just to make sure that it is not a bot who has tried to open a shop. So I will confirm my email. I can just close that one and I can refresh this page. And so now I'm active. Just some other details again. Just want to make sure that my regional settings are okay, but they are fine. And then I can save this. You can also upload a photo to your shop, but this has no effect on a front office. It is just for your own preference. So, and now we're at the starting page of our shop. And as you can see, Shopify will already try to guide us through the further steps of the setup process. And so the first thing that Shopify proposes is to find products to sell, but I tend to work the other way around, in a way that first I want to add a custom domain to my shop, because that is the most technical part of the entire setup, in my opinion. And I want to make sure that everything is fine for that. So that's why I like to start with the addition of a custom domain. We will add the products later and customize the online store also in a later stage. So if we go to add a custom domain, you can click on add domain, but you can also go to the settings and click on domains in the left menu bar, and you can buy or connect the domain. If you buy a new domain, everything stays within Shopify, but the drawback is that it might be a little bit more expensive than doing it via a third-party provider, or you can connect an existing domain, and that is the way that I prefer to work. I work with GoDaddy, and the benefit of working with GoDaddy is that there is an automated process. Also, the benefit of having a third party is that if something goes wrong with Shopify, you still have your domain available to you. In case that you bought a new domain from Shopify itself and something is wrong with Shopify, you won't have access to your domain anymore. So I'm going to add my existing domain, which is bbold.shop. I've chosen the name Bbold because it has a nice ring to it, and a B has a special personal meaning to me. So that's why I've chosen that name. So if I click here on next, Shopify will try to check where the domain is hosted. And luckily, it already knows that it is hosted by GoDaddy, so that I can connect it automatically. Otherwise, I would have to do it manually, which is doable. You just need to be a little bit more familiar with DNS records. So if I click on verify automatic connection, I just need to connect to my GoDaddy account. And I need a two-factor authentication. So I just need to insert the two-factor authentication code. And now GoDaddy is connecting me to my shop. So you just need to confirm that step. So after the security code, you just need to click connect, and GoDaddy and Shopify will both do the necessary. You can close that one. And then you just need to verify the automatic connection. It is possible that it takes a couple of hours before they had been connected, but it happened quite rapidly. And now Shopify requests to add some DNS files to your register. So that is the most technical part of the entire setup. But normally, when you're working through GoDaddy, the benefit is that normally everything goes automatically. So you see, Bebold Shop has now already been added, and he's just verifying. So the DNS files are automatically added to GoDaddy, and he is now checking it. Also, this step might take some time, and also the www.beboldshop will be added automatically so that I can use it as my primary domain for my store. So once in a while, you can refresh to see whether it is happening. But in the meantime, let's go back. So you can close the settings for now. And you see that Shopify has already checked that add a custom domain has been done. Now, in the domains, you will see that you automatically get a domain from Shopify itself, which looks like this. So if you enter that in a browser window, you will go to your shop. By default, of course, your shop is not open. You're still working on it. So this is the message that people will get. If we're going back to the Shopify backend, let's say, if you go to sales channels and then online store, you can go to preferences, and there you can remove the password. And once you've done that, your store will be accessible to people from outside. This is the password that is entered. So you can put your own message, of course, and you can even adapt your password page with a personal message. You can also add a homepage title and a meta description. I also recommend doing that as soon as possible because that way Google can already start indexing your site. So let's again name it Bebold Shop, and then the homepage meta description. You can add things for your own, of course, but you can also use the help of ChatGPT, which I recommend, by the way. And then also the social sharing image. You can add an image, your logo, so that if people share your page, they won't get a blank preview, but a nice logo with it. So of course, for the homepage meta description, you can also wait if you don't have a clear view of what you're going to sell and what your page is going to look like. But I'm quickly going to use ChatGPT, and let's see. So let's start a completely new chat. Let's see which chat I'm going to use, maybe O1. Now, your description can only be 320 characters. 320 characters is not much, so that's what he came up with. And for the image, I'm going to hold on a minute. I already have my logo, but of course, you will need to readjust your logo to the different types. So in here, it is a 1200 by 628 pixels. So I will be making that at another time. Let's save that for now. And if we're going to take another look, you see that the personal message has been added. So we have already finalized the first step. Maybe let's quickly see whether it has already been verified. And yes, it seems to be working. So even now, if we go to bebold.shop, we get the exact same page. For now, he redirects into the main domain. The same will happen with www.bebold.shop. And indeed, he just redirects to the same page. When we're going back into the domains, so for now, the Shopify owned domain is still the primary for the online store. So if we're going into bbolt.shop and we change domain type and we make it the primary domain, then if we open up a new browser window and we push bbolt.shop, you see that in the browser window, the URL will remain bbolt.shop and won't be changed into the Shopify owned domain. So that's already a very good thing. While we're in the settings, if you go to plan, that is where you can change your subscription to Shopify. So here we're still on the basic plan for €1 a month. That is until the 15th of June in my case. You can also switch to a yearly plan and then you will save even €96 per year. You can select this and check out all the features that you have in a basic plan, a Shopify plan, or an advanced plan. But as stated, in my opinion, the basic plan is already a very fine starting point for most shops. You already get 10 inventory locations, 24/7 chat support, 3 markets to sell it. I will explain that in a later session, and POS Lite. The Shopify, it will just add 5 additional staff accounts, but that is mainly the big thing. Also, the rates for your payments will be a little bit cheaper, but you will need to sell a lot before that comes into play. Advanced, quite expensive already. Your card rates will drop even more, and you get a localized global selling 3 markets, plus you can add markets. I will explain that as well also later for $59 a month. You can have 15 additional staff accounts and 10 times the checkout capacity. But as stated, you will need a very big shop before that can be an advantage. So let's stay just on the basic Shopify tarification or the basic Shopify plan. You can change the plan. You can cancel your plan, of course, whenever you want to. And if we go over to billing, then this is where you can change your billing account. So if you want to change from a PayPal to a credit card, then you can do that here. Your bills will also appear here. And also if you add apps that need a subscription, they will be added here and they will all be deducted from the same billing account. So this is the first step into making your own Shopify store. It has only taken me a couple of minutes to get this far. And in the next lesson, we will delve deeper into the ecosystem of Shopify. See you in the next one.